Our reading today is one of the supernatural miracle stories attributed to Jesus. In this story, he's given the power to calm a raging storm. There are only 3 places in the Bible where these kinds of supernatural stories are told. They begin with Moses, who parted the sea and caused food to rain down from heaven. Then, nothing until 400 years later, when Elijah also parts water and raises someone from the dead. And then, another 800 years later, when Jesus calms a storm, walks on water, and feeds several thousand people from nothing but a few loaves of bread. None of these tales, when written, were ever intended to be understood as literal history. In each case, they are attempts to describe the experience of God met in these great leaders. There's no point even reading this story if all we get from it is some kind of supernatural and physically impossible miracle, making Jesus into some kind of Zeus-like God. Rather, we need to hear this story as a first-century attempt to capture the God presence that was met in this simple peasant called Jesus of Nazareth. Reading Mark 4:35-41. On that day, when evening had come, Jesus said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were there with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. And they woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Then the wind ceased, and there was a dead calm. He said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you no faith?" And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" May these words open us to the Spirit's presence.
And may wisdom come to us this day.